Welcome back to the Nap Lab. Today we're comparing two very popular yet very different mattress brands. It's Winkbed versus Nectar. Launched in 2015, Winkbed was among the first direct-to-consumer mattress companies. They specialize in hybrid mattresses with thick pillow tops to create a plush luxury feel. By now they have expanded to include a plus-size model, a natural model, and a memory foam model. However, their flagship is definitely the most popular model they sell. Nectar came out a little later in 2016, focusing more on affordability and generous company policies. Their mattress design specializes in memory foam and memory foam hybrids. Their use of social media, sponsorships, and paid advertising has led them to be one of the most pervasive mattress brands today. So now that you know a little about each brand, which one is right for you? Let's jump into this comparison and explore their pricing, performance, and company policies. We've tested 4 mattresses from Winkbed and 7 mattresses from Nectar. On screen now is a complete list of all mattresses tested with their associated scores. First, let's talk about the price range for each brand, as that is often a deciding factor for customers. And for the sake of comparison, every price we mention is based on a queen-size model. On average, Winkbed mattresses are more expensive than Nectar's. Among their 4 models available, the least expensive is $14.99, the most expensive is $16.99, and their average price is $15.99. However, Nectar has a greater range of options that include the least and most expensive mattresses between the two brands. This range of $649 on the low end and $17.99 on the high end, with an average price of $11.34. For reference, the average mattress price is $14.55. So it's pretty clear that Nectar is more budget friendly, but Winkbed's $14.99 offering is no slouch either. Next up, let's take a look at the basic company policies from each brand. Both brands are remarkably similar in what they offer, but Nectar does have the edge. Both companies offer sleepers free shipping, free returns, lifetime warranties, and make their mattresses in the US. Where they differ is length of the trial period. Winkbed offers sleepers a 120-night trial period, while Nectar offers a full year trial period. Overall, both brands offer excellent terms to consumers that are more than fair. Next up, let's take a look at the firmness options from Winkbed and Nectar. Looking at all available mattresses we've tested, Winkbed has the widest range of firmness options available. Some as soft as a 4 out of 10, and others as firm as an 8 out of 10, where 10 is the most firm. Despite offering more models, all of Nectar's mattresses land somewhere between a medium and medium firm feel, 5 to 6.5 out of 10 on the firmness scale. Finally, we've come to the real meat of this review, the scores. Our performance scores are determined from 8 different categories, including cooling, motion transfer, response time, edge support, sex performance, pressure relief, off-gassing, and company. So when it comes down to it, Winkbed blows most companies out of the water in terms of performance. The average score of their 4 mattresses is 9.15, with a range of 8.68 as their lowest and 9.79 at the highest. The 9.79 score is the highest performance score we've ever seen. Their hybrid design has generally led to higher motion transfer, but they also have amazing cooling and pressure relief. In addition, they have near perfect response time and edge support. For reference, the average mattress score is an 8.54. Nectar mattresses average a performance score of 8.66 with a range of 8.52 to 8.86. As a brand that specializes in memory foam, it's unsurprising that we see better motion transfer performance and slower response time. Overall, this is a great showing, especially given their lower average price. But enough about averages and generalizations. Let's talk about the best model from each brand. Mattresses earning the title of best overall from each brand have the highest overall performance score. From Winkbed, it's their flagship Winkbed, and from Nectar, it's the Nectar Luxe Hybrid. The Winkbed is a 14-inch hybrid mattress with a comfort layer of 3 different foam types and a pocketed coil base. It has a medium firm feel with deep sinkage and moderate bounce. A queen-size Winkbed is $14.99, but it also performs in the top 1%, earning 10 out of 10 scores for the following categories: cooling, response time, edge support, pressure relief, and off-gassing. It's a high-performing hybrid that comes in 3 firmness levels, making it a great option for sleepers of all sleep positions and most body weights. Nectar Luxe Hybrid is a 13.5-inch memory foam hybrid mattress with a combination of memory foam, polyfoam, and pocketed coils. It has a medium feel with very deep sinkage and a low bounce. This mattress scores in the top 32% of all mattresses tested to date and has a price that is 12% less than the average hybrid, a savings of nearly $200. It earned a 10 out of 10 score for outstanding pressure relief, but struggled a bit with edge support. Still, for a top value hybrid mattress, the Nectar Luxe Hybrid checks a lot of boxes. Both Winkbed and Nectar Luxe Hybrid are strong performers and represent the highest scoring mattress from each brand. Both mattresses cost $14.99 for a queen, but price aside, there are some differences between these models also. While both mattresses are hybrids, the Nectar Luxe Hybrid has a memory foam comfort layer and a more exacting body contouring hug compared to Winkbed. The Winkbed has a more balanced feel with a less dramatic hug. Both mattresses have deep sinkage, with the Nectar being slightly deeper than Winkbed, and bounce levels are lower on Nectar as well. For more firmness options, the Winkbed is the better choice with 3 firmnesses to choose from, offering soft, medium firm, and slightly firm. The Nectar is only available in one firmness, medium. Overall, Winkbed has the higher overall performance and is going to be better for most sleepers. However, if you do prefer the strong feel of memory foam, the Nectar can be a good choice also. For the majority of sleepers, going with the best model by overall score performance is going to be the best choice. For Winkbed, that means their flagship Winkbed model, and from Nectar, it's the Nectar Luxe Hybrid. That said, there are a few other standout models that, depending on your needs, could be the better choice. For side sleepers, the Winkbed and Nectar Luxe are the best due to their deeper contour and need for exceptional pressure relief to maintain proper spinal alignment. For back and stomach sleepers, I'd recommend the Winkbed in its luxury firm or firmer option, or the Nectar Premier. Heavier sleepers over 250 pounds are best served by the Winkbed Plus, and from Nectar, go with the Nectar Luxe Hybrid. If cooling is a top priority, I'd recommend the Winkbed and Nectar Ultra. For sleepers on a budget, I'd recommend the Nectar Premier, which falls under $1,000, or the Winkbed if your budget can stretch up to $1,500. For back pain, I'd recommend the Winkbed Plus and Nectar Hybrid. If sex is critical, I'd recommend the Winkbed Eco Cloud, which has significantly better sex performance than anything in the Nectar lineup. However, the Nectar Hybrid is the best option from Nectar. If your ideal mattress has a soft feel, I'd recommend the soft version of the Winkbed. Nectar does not offer any mattresses with a soft feel and therefore forgoes a recommendation in this category. If you're hoping for a medium firm feel, the luxury firm version of the Winkbed or Nectar Hybrid will be the top picks. For mattresses with a firm feel, I'd recommend the firmer version of the Winkbed. Nectar does not offer any mattress with a firm feel and therefore forgoes a recommendation for this category. Next up, we're going to do a deep dive comparison on the 3 most popular Winkbed mattresses versus 3 of the most popular Nectar mattresses. From Winkbed, we'll be looking at the Winkbed, Winkbed Eco Cloud, and Winkbed Plus. From Nectar, we'll be looking at the Nectar Classic, Nectar Premier, and Nectar Premier Hybrid. For cooling, Winkbed has the better performance overall. The average cooling of a Winkbed mattress is 9.7, and the average of a Nectar mattress is a 9.0. That being said, none of these mattresses have bad cooling by any means. The average cooling score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.6. All of the mattresses listed in this comparison have better cooling performance than average. The mattresses with the best cooling performance include the Winkbed or Winkbed Plus, both of which earned a cooling score of 10 out of 10. All other mattresses earned a cooling score of 9 out of 10, which is better than average, but not quite as good as Winkbed and Winkbed Plus. All Winkbed mattresses have deep sinkage, whereas Nectar offers a wider range of sinkage levels. The average Winkbed sinkage level is 2.4 inches, and the average Nectar sinkage is 2.2 inches. The average sinkage depth across all mattresses tested to date is 2.22 inches. Back and stomach sleepers usually prefer less sinkage, which better maintains a proper alignment of the spine. Nectar Classic and Nectar Premier both have less sinkage than the average and are also a good value, priced under $1,000. For the lowest price, opt for the Nectar Classic, which falls under $700 for a queen. Generally, side sleepers enjoy a deeper level of sinkage, as that typically translates to better pressure relief and contour. For deeper sinkage, opt for the Winkbed, Winkbed Eco Cloud, or Nectar Premier Hybrid. All of these mattresses cost more than $1,000, but for side sleepers, that deeper sinkage tends to be much more appropriate to maintain spinal alignment and pressure relief. All that said, if you are a heavier weighted sleeper, especially over 300 pounds, you'll want to go with the Winkbed Plus. This mattress has deeper sinkage, but also uses stronger foams that are better designed for heavier weighted bodies and reinforced coils along the base. For the lower level of motion transfer, Nectar takes the win by a narrow margin. The average motion score of Winkbed is 7.7, and the average of Nectar is 8.0. That being said, the single mattress with the lowest levels of motion transfer is the Winkbed. The average motion transfer score across all mattresses tested to date is 8.2. The Nectar with the lowest level of motion transfer is the Nectar Premier Hybrid. What really kills Winkbed's average score is the insanely high motion levels on the Winkbed Eco Cloud. The Eco Cloud is a natural latex hybrid. Natural latex hybrids typically have more bounce and more motion transfer, and that's what we measured on the Eco Cloud as well. As an individual mattress, the single Winkbed flagship is the best performer when it comes to motion transfer. However, on average, Nectar is better when we look at all mattresses combined. Concerning material response time, the Winkbed has a significantly better score. The average response score of Nectar is an 8.0. The average response score of all mattresses tested to date is 8.8. The Winkbed and Winkbed Eco Cloud both scored 10 out of 10 for response time and have materials that rebound back to shape effectively instantly. By comparison, the best Nectar is the Nectar Premier with a response time score of 8.8. Not as fast as Winkbed, but still average. The Nectar Classic and Nectar Premier Hybrid both have slower material responsiveness than average. These memory foam layers have a more traditional feel, which means it takes longer to recover back to its original shape. On average, Nectar mattresses have less bounce than Winkbed mattresses. The Winkbed bounce average is 10.4 inches, and the Nectar bounce average is 7.3 inches. The average bounce across all mattresses tested to date is 9.18 inches. The Winkbed comes closest to the average, which gives the mattress a more balanced feel. The Nectar Classic, Nectar Premier Hybrid, Winkbed Plus, and Nectar Premier all have less bounce than average. The mattress with the most bounce is the Winkbed Eco Cloud, nearly twice the bounce of most other mattresses listed in this comparison. Mattresses with more bounce are better for ease of movement and increased sex performance. However, higher bounce also typically creates a higher level of motion transfer, so there are pros and cons when it comes to bounce. Edge support is fantastic on Winkbed mattresses with an average edge support score of 10 out of 10. Nectar mattresses are not quite at that level, but still perform better than average. The average edge support score on Nectar mattresses is an 8.4. The average edge support score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.6. The Nectar Classic mattress earned an edge support score of 9.4, giving it great edge support, the best of any Nectar mattress featured here, despite the fact that it doesn't have a coil base. The Nectar Premier and Nectar Premier Hybrid both disappoint in this category, with deeper sitting edge sinkage, deeper than average, as you can see in the examples on screen. For peak sex performance, the Winkbed is going to be the better option. Winkbed's average sex score is 8.9, and Nectar's average sex score is 7.6. But when we consider the materials, these scores make sense. Nectar prides itself on high-quality memory foam or memory foam hybrids. By nature, memory foam is generally not as good for sex due to a lower level of bounce compared to some polyfoams or latex hybrids. The material is designed to absorb energy and therefore restricts bounce. The average sex score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.3. The Winkbed Eco Cloud is the best for sex with a score of 9.8, and Winkbed's flagship follows closely behind with a score of 9.1. Both of these mattresses have higher levels of bounce and fantastic edge support, two of the most important factors for good sex performance. All Nectar mattresses have lower sex scores than average, ranging from 7.2 to 8.2. These mattresses have a more restrained level of bounce and also worse edge support. Most of the mattresses included in this comparison have good pressure relief. The average pressure relief score across all mattresses tested to date is 8.7. All mattresses in this comparison have better pressure relief than average, except for the Nectar Classic, which only had a score of 8.0. The Winkbed and Winkbed Plus have the absolute best, with pressure relief scores of 10 out of 10. Typically speaking, pressure relief has a strong correlation to the thickness of the comfort layer. A thicker comfort layer paired with a thicker support layer is one of the most effective ways to see improved pressure relief on a mattress. This is especially true for side sleepers who may engage more deeply in a mattress layers, especially in areas of high pressure like hips and midsection. For faster off-gassing, the Winkbed is the better option with an average off-gassing score of 9.4 and an average duration between 0 and 5 days. Nectar mattresses have an average off-gassing score of 8.4 and an average duration between 4 and 7 days. All things considered, neither of these mattresses have a long off-gassing period. The average smell duration across all mattresses tested to date is 6.5 days. By this metric, all of these mattresses have faster off-gassing than average. Comparing Winkbed versus Nectar at a company-wide level, Nectar technically has the higher score, although both mattress brands have good trial periods and lifetime warranties. Among all mattresses tested to date, the average trial length is 172 nights, and the average warranty is 13 years, excluding the 40% of mattresses that offer lifetime warranties. Nectar offers a 365-night trial, which is over 3 times as long as the Winkbed trial. Both brands offer free shipping and free returns. In summary, Winkbed mattresses have incredibly strong all-around performance that make them a fantastic choice for those who can afford to spend $14.99 to $16.99. But they do have a more classic feel due to their thick luxury pillow top layers. If you're like me, you may really enjoy a classic memory foam feel. In that case, Nectar mattresses are still fantastic options which can accommodate far more sleeper budgets. All factors considered, Winkbed's flagship model is the single strongest performer among all mattresses we've tested to date. If you want a balanced mattress, excellent performance, and you can spend $1.5K, the Winkbed is the clear winner. However, if you prioritize the feel of memory foam and want a more dramatic body contouring hug, then go with Nectar. Winkbed is a super strong performer, but it's not the absolute best in every category. Click the video on screen now to check out our winners for the best memory foam mattress we've tested to date.